Hello. Hey, Kelly. I see you. I'm ready to craft. I'm always ready, though. That's just who I am. I'm torn between door open, door closed. It gets warm. Or cold, one, with the door closed. Never comfortable. Can you hear me, Kelly? Okay, I'm going to assume you can and go ahead and start talking. We've got a couple minutes. We've actually got 2 minutes yet before we get started. But I've got some of the new products that I thought I would show everybody real quick. Of course, there's no obligation or anything to purchase anything, but if you need something and I can help with that, I'm more than happy to help with that. I'm going to show you some of the new Christmas and the fall products. I'll show you a few of the cards that I've made so far with them. And then we'll look at the cards that we're going to do tonight and we'll make those cards. Hey, Sabina. So good to have you back. Welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoyed your trip. Okay, so while we're waiting to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the card club kit for this month. I'm shipping either tomorrow or Monday. It depends on whether or not I can finish recutting something that I decided I wanted to cut differently. But I want to show you all what we're going to be making. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to be making. It's a very quick and easy card. And you open it up. I've just stamped down along this edge, and then this is just a scrap of paper. I do include this scrap of paper in case you want to use that. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. It's good to have you. Thank you for coming. And then the other thing in the kit is not a card. I decided since this is our first quarter, this is the end of our first quarter in the Creative Card Club, I wanted to do something a little special. And we have this little memory book that we're going to make. And there won't, these here are just placeholders for the pictures so that we know where the pictures are going to go. And so that won't be in your kit, but everything else here will be in your kit. It's so good to visit family, Sabina, but then it's always so good to be home too, back in your own bed. And that's always a really good feeling for me. And it's just a little memory kit. And this is using the beautiful ordinary paper, which is from our May, August catalog, May, June, July, August. Yeah, May, August catalog. And I'll give you some scrap paper to do some die cuts, some matching scrap paper to do die cuts. And then you can stamp it and die cut to your specifications, to what you want. But the actual arch-shaped pieces here, those will all be cut out for you. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. That means something coming from you because this is like the first little booklet that I've made. Okay, so anyway, so I wanted to show you all those, and those, like I said, will ship either tomorrow or Monday. And then, of course, I have to still make the video. I'll probably ship them before I get the video done, but the video will be done by the time they get to you. So fall and Christmas, that's what's on everybody's minds right now. And so I want to show you all, first of all, some of the new products and some of the cards that I've made with them. And then we'll get into making our cards. I'll show you the cards we're going to make tonight real quick. The first one will be similar to this. This strip right here is different. Everything else is going to be the same. And it's just a standard card. And then we have our little fun fold, and it is an easel card. Most of it's the same general idea, but the picture here is a little different. And then the easel just catches it just like that, and it displays like that. Okay. Yeah, it'll be a little bit different. It's still cute though. Instead of having the gifts along the bottom, it's going to have trees. Okay, so I'm going to put my camera down and I'm going to show you all a few of the other cards that I've made for Christmas and with the stack of paper that is on my desk. It'll take about 5 minutes and then we will get into doing some crafting, okay? I'm going to just have to turn my camera a little bit. I'm, I'm still getting used to the new camera, but the connectivity and the transmission is so much better. So last night I made these two cards. They are not made with any of this new paper. This is just made with white cardstock and blue cardstock and a stamp. Simple, simple. And then I just took the same stamp and stamped down the bottom. If you have to mass produce Christmas cards, this is a design that would work really well for that. The same thing with this one. I just had red and white and blue paper. That's it. And then this is in the new catalog, this ribbon, but the ribbon is actually an inch wide, and I just took and cut a little sliver of it off, and then I frayed the bow part to do that. And then I just used a silver ink and a stamp. I mean, that is it. And this one is popped up, and these are put down. But again, just added the red paper and the bow to what I did with the other one. All right, so this paper here is in the set this time. I'm trying to figure out how I need to do it so you all can see it correctly. So it's a column card, and it will sit up just like this and display like that. This is some mosaic. I don't remember the exact name, but it's mosaics. It's here in this stack somewhere. I'll be able to show it to you. It's got a lot of the new 26, 28 in colors in it. This we made in a live, it was last week. This is using the fall papers. And this one here is also using the fall papers. I love this. And this is, I just stamped across along the bottom and ink blended around the edge. Okay. A happy birthday card. I did this one early this week, I think is when I made this one. I didn't buy the stamps and dies that go with this paper here. So what I did is I just went in and fussy cut out one of the little sunflowers and put it on there. This is one of the specialty papers. You can see how it shines. It's one of the specialty papers for this month or for this catalog. This is one of the new embossing folders. I'm not sure if you all can see it there. It's called Softly Woven, and it's really pretty. You'll see it more. You'll see it better on the other card. I did not have the right color of ribbon here, but I did have a cream colored ribbon or cream or white and an alcohol marker that I could use to make it the right color. And that's probably how these gems got to be this color too, because I don't have that either. And this one is where you can actually see better the Softly Woven. I just love that embossing folder. And the glitter paper is part of what's here too. And then this and this comes from this pack of paper right here. This pack of paper right here is our product of the month for August. So you can only get that for this during this month when you make a $75 purchase. I expect that it's going to sell out, but it is gorgeous, gorgeous paper. I've seen many, many pictures of it. None of them do it justice. And then we have some Christmas cards, and these were some more Christmas cards. These were from Alive and my prep for Alive too. So this is the all wrapped up paper, which I really love, especially this plaid. Unlike Kelly, I love plaid. Okay. And this one is it just sits up and displays like this. I need to put another piece of paper back here so that it stands up straight, but that's how that one displays. This one is the same thing. I just did it again because I do one as a model and then I do another one. I try to change them up a little bit because I don't like making the exact same card over and over. So they usually change up just a little bit. This, I just changed a couple things here on this sheet. Everything else is the same. Okay, and this one is with the Neutral Noel. Both of these here are. So this is the Neutral Noel, and it is the same type of card. It just stands up like that so that they can display it on the mantle. a lot like this one is not going to stand up like this. I try to make sure that I tell you all when we design a card that's not going to stand up like that. Some people want something that they can display on their desk, and some people want to clip them with the little clothespins on the line or something. And some people want to actually stand them up on the mantle. And this card is perfect for that. So this one also is the Neutral Noel, and I have the bundle and the stamp set for it. That's how I stamped the pine cones, and that's where this gets cut out of, and the berries and all. This is some of the paper that comes with it. It's a specialty paper. So both the All Wrapped Up and the Neutral Noel are one-sided specialty papers rather than the two-sided papers that we usually have. There's like a lot of specialty papers in this stack here. And then when you open this one up, you've got one of the other papers from that that designer paper series, and a stamp for it. And back here, when I do it, there'll be a piece of white where they can sign it because there's just not room on the inside to sign it. But it does sit up and display really pretty. Okay. So I told you all about this one. These are all fall colors, all fall papers. I'm not going to pull all of them out because I don't want to eat up all of our time pulling paper out to show you all. But I do want to pull out my favorite and show it to you. You've already seen some of it because I cut that pumpkin out. Yeah, there it is. See, so this one here, and you see how it kind of opalescent, iridescent. It's really pretty. This one is one-sided as well, but you've got the pumpkin. This one is pretty too, but that right there, that's my favorite. There are 6 different designs, and you get 2 sheets of each design. I'll reach back behind me and put these back here as we go through them. And we have 3 new collections of the two-sided cardstock. I'll tell you, the 2-carded side stock is convenient because you can get 2 hues of the same color on a single sheet. It is white core, and it is not as heavy as what I want for my card bases. But it is good to add a pop of color. You'll notice when I use the two-sided paper, because it's white core, a lot of times I will ink around the edges unless I actually want to see that white core. It is good if you're doing paper tearing. This here is a specialty metallic paper. They're calling it Timeless Metallic. It comes in the shaded spruce, really red, and then there's a gold, I believe. But you can see how pretty that is too. I tried to work that into the cards we were doing today, but it wasn't working. There are there's 6 sheets in that one. There's 6 sheets in this one as well. 2 designs. There's 2 flowers. You see the second flower right here, and then there's a stripe. This one right here, there's no way a camera can ever do it justice because you can't feel through the camera. All of these snowflakes are raised. So it's very nice. So there's this one. There's one with just the white dots and just looks like snow falling or a starry sky, either one of those. And then there's one that is like a herringbone design. 6 sheets altogether, 2 of each. This one has Old Olive, Early Espresso, and a red. I'm not sure which red it is, whether it's really red or Poppy Parade or Cherry Cobbler. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's got, you get 2 sheets of each of it. It is glitter paper. The glitter does not come off on your hands. That's the first thing Kelly will ask every time I mention glitter paper. But so you can see, I can get in here and I can rub all over it, and there's no glitter on my hand. And then this one is another metallic paper, and this one is more geared towards fall than Christmas. You've got some darker colors in here that will coordinate well with some of the cards that we've already made. You've got a silver. So you've got a silver, a copper, and a gold. It's kind of an antique gold. And on the back side, it's the same as it is on the front side. And there's 6 sheets in this pack. This is the All Wrapped Up. And I really, really love this plaid, like I said. Yeah, the metallic is really, really pretty. I've got some old metallic too. I'll dig up. There's metallic in this as well. As a matter of fact, you can see the silver stripes down through here. It actually, when you cut it, I have mixed emotions about it because it's foil and it actually behaves differently than paper does. Okay, so there's 6 designs, one-sided in this one. This one is the Neutral Noel. That's the card with the wreath, had the wreath on it. There's 6 designs, 2 sheets of each. It had the Christmas tree, the card that had the Christmas trees on the inside of it. And some of these, this design here, I really love, and I love the Christmas trees. But there's a couple in here that I really dislike. So I want everybody to know, that's not for everybody. This one here, it's not for me. I'm sure some people like it, but it's not for me. And there's a couple of them in this one that are like that. Okay. Now we're into just the regular paper, and this one is 2-sided, 6 different designs. It is called Hearth and Home, and there's some fall and some Christmas in this one. I don't want to pull all of them out. This one here is, which one is this one? This one is Timeless Christmas. I do like this one. It's kind of reminds me of an old-fashioned Christmas from when I grew up. We won't talk about how long ago that was or anything, but you can see that it's just got, it's the red and the green and the gingerbread. And they're really pretty. It's got polka dots and it's got some plaids in it. And I know Kelly's thrilled about all the plaids. All the plaids. Can anybody else, I see Michelle's having some issues. Am I stuck? Oh, I did stick a little, but I'm moving again now, Kelly. Okay, so this here, I'm still learning the names of all of them, is Whispering Woods. I really do love this one, and I think it's the colors that really get me. It's got the shaded spruce, Azure Afternoon, which is a blue. It's got the blueberry bushel, garden green, night of navy, pecan pie, and pretty peacock, and then the shaded spruce. And those are all some of my favorite colors. Okay, thank you, Kelly. And like I said, there's 6 different designs, 2 sides. Oh, isn't that one pretty? There we go. All right, and this one is Alpine something, Alpine Winter. So if you're doing scrapbooking or even a larger junk journal, something like this might work out really well. The scene is really pretty, but it's also got some that aren't scenes, and they're 2-sided. It's got a wood grain here, but it's a pretty paper. And this one comes with, there's a bundle that you can get with it too. I didn't get the bundle for any of these. I got the bundle for the Neutral Noel and the All Wrapped Up. I got one of the bundles for each of them. They each had 2 different bundles that went with them. And this is another one that just reminds me of, Christmas growing up. It's the song titles. There are 4 different designs, 3 of each on this one, and they are 2-sided. This one is Early Espresso, Basic Beige, and Berry Vanilla. So not a lot of color in this one, but it makes good backgrounds. Okay, the fall papers. This one is probably, other than the product of the month, this one may be my favorite fall paper. This one is called the Painted Pumpkins, and it's taking everything I have not to purchase the bundle for this one. But I may end up getting it yet. I don't know. There's still time, right? But there's 6 different designs, 2-sided papers. You'll get 2 of each one. And look at this plaid here. Isn't that gorgeous? And if I'm not mistaken, there's another plaid in here in another color. Yeah, look at that right there. Okay. And then there's a checkerboard too, which is really cute. Where did it go? I just saw it. And I've seen it used on a card just in the past couple of days. I've seen somebody use it on a card. It turned out really cute. There it is, right there. So if you like the bright colors, that would be really good for you. Okay. This one here is texture and tone. This is a mix in. So this is kind of to go with everything else. If you need something else to go with one of your cards, there might be something in here to go with it. There are 3 designs, 4 pages of each. Two-sided. This is Autumn Opulence. It is two-sided regular paper, and it's going to have 6 different designs, and you get 2 of each one. I used this one in the cards that we made last week. Somewhere. It's right here somewhere. Here it is. That's the strip that I have right down here. Came from this pack right here. Okay. This is the mosaic that I was talking about. And it's a Mosaic Garden is what it's called. And you can see here that you've got crisp cantaloupe, you've got the golden glow, you've got peaceful pine is in it, and the hydrangea hue. So they're making really good use of our in colors for this year. But it's also got that pretty peacock, which I just adore. This one I've used more of than anything else, because for our team exchange, this is what I used. Okay, and this one is the sunflowers, and you saw it used in a couple of the cards already. And it's called Sunflower Fields. There's a couple that look just like this, just in different colors, and they're two-sided. And you can see there's the sunflowers. There's another sunflower. Here's the another one, same pattern as the top one. And then you've got polka dots, plaids, and stripes on the back. With Stampin' Up, what they usually do, and this is the paper we're using tonight, what they usually do is they will have a very prominent design on one side and then something more subtle on the back, so that you can use it in combination with what was on the front. Okay, so these are the 2 cards, like I said, that we're going to work on today. And all of the papers, all the designer series paper here came from this pack. Let's pull some of it out so you can see it. This one is so cute. Isn't this cute? The little mice in the stockings. All right, so you've got bows, you've got mice in stockings, you've got a couple of really nice plaids. You've got 2 pages that is just scenes like what we used on the card here. Okay, so this one has a Christmas tree. The one that we're going to do today, I just put it where you couldn't see it, but this one's got the Christmas tree. The one we're going to do today has a chair in front of the fireplace. And then we've got these mice here. They're caroling. They're doing all kinds of stuff. It's just a really cute paper. That's not all of them. Here's one where they're stringing the lights and hanging stockings and decorating the tree. It's really cute. And it's called A Little Christmas, because the little critters, I would assume. And we're going to go ahead. It too has a stamp and die bundle, which I have not purchased. I'm really proud of myself, y'all. I haven't purchased all of it. I didn't purchase everything. I'm trying to be good and be realistic about it. But what that's forcing me to do is find ways to make creative and attractive cards without having the stamps and the dies. So that's why you see me trying to make such good use of the designer series paper here. Okay, so we're going to start with this one right here, the standard card. This one is a fun fold, but it's a really easy fun fold. I don't want anybody to worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to grab the red. I didn't have time today to put everything in envelopes, so I just have it all laying over here. Okay. So this is what we've got for this card. We have a standard size card. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and we've scored it at 4 1/4. On the outside, we have, let me make sure I've got the right one here. Nope, that's the other one. Okay, other side. Okay. So I'm calling this designer series paper 1, and this is 5 by 3 3/4, and it's going to go there. I'm calling this the designer series paper 2, and it is 5 by 1 3/4. So I'm actually going to trim it down. Yeah, I didn't trim it to 5. So I'm going to trim it down. And instead of the gifts that we had on the other one, we're going to put this one in on there. This is to separate between the plaid and the trees, just like we did on the gift one. And then we've got our sentiment strip and the background for it. And we've got some sequins. Okay, so I told y'all what I did with the ribbons and the embellishments earlier. So today I realized that I didn't have enough of the right color. So I had these white sequins. So I used sequins on the original card right here. And those are Lost Lagoon. I didn't have enough, but I do have a Lost Lagoon marker. So I came in and just colored the ones I was going to need so that we would have the embellishments we need in the right color. And then on the inside, we have a 3 3/4 square. And then we've just got this that I'm going to tear. I'm going to show y'all how to tear it. And then we're going to just put it on each side of it. Okay, so it's going to be a quick and easy card. The most complicated part is going to be this twine, this baker's twine right here. I've cut 12 inches off to make sure I have enough to do what I need to do. And I'm just going to cut it in half because we're going to put one on the top and one on the bottom of the trees here. The house with the pink room. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, Kelly. I was like, what does she mean, the house with the pink room? That wasn't just pink, honey. That was wake up and smell the coffee pink. It was bright. And so when we moved into that house, this goes way back. I mean, I was 6 years old. And again, we're not going to talk about how long ago I was 6 years old. But I was 6 years old when we bought that house. We didn't. My mom and dad did. And it had been that room had been a bedroom. It was one of the children's bedroom for the people who owned it before. And I mean to tell you, it was bright. Well, Mama and Daddy didn't want that to be the bedroom. It was the dining room. So our dining room was bright pink. And every time you'd walk in and you turn on the lights, and especially Daddy worked night shift. I'm just going now. I'm trying to make sure that I'm going to take some of this glue off because I put glue on the whole thing. I'll wipe some off. I'm going to go along each edge here so that I can adhere the ribbon. I don't, or not the ribbon, but the twine. I don't usually use liquid glue with this, but that one is so narrow and we're actually wanting it to adhere all the way across that this was the best way I found to do it. It did work out well for the other one and it really is stuck on there. Whereas sometimes with some of the other methods, it jumps around a little bit. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Okay. All right. And then when I put this on there, I just want to make sure that I've got some going off each edge that I can wrap around to the back. And I'm just going to press it in. And the reason I went ahead and jumped into this, putting this on here is I need to be able to set it aside to dry while I work on something else. Because I do want it to get good and dry. There we go. Stay right there. Okay. So there's our little border and our front is almost where we need it. So I'm just going to move it up to the top while we work on some of these. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to 3 3/4, just like our square is here. My cutter is over here to the side. It's just a regular old paper cutter. It's from Stampin' Up, but it's just a paper cutter. It's nothing special. I do like it. There are some special things about it that I do like about it. I should say that, but okay. Pepto Pink. Yes, Pepto Pink. Absolutely. All right. So if you see on this card right here, I want you to be able to see the paper where it was torn. I don't know if you all can see it or not. There you go. Along both edges, the top and the bottom. Okay. So I'm just going to do it with one sheet. And the best way to be able to see the tear is to pull it towards you. And I'm just kind of changing directions every now and then so that it's not just a straight tear. And I'm just going to keep going on down until I'm done with that, making sure that I've got that edge on it. There we go. Okay. And now I'm just going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the same thing coming from, on this side. I made it wide enough so that I could tear both of them, but so that I would have enough to grip on the part where I'm tearing it. That's why I used so much of it to do these two little pieces. Okay. And on that one, I went across top and bottom. For this one, I really want it to go up and down. I don't know why. It's just like I said, I don't like making the same card twice. Oh, and I've done it before. I've made the same card twice, but usually enough time has gone by that I don't remember making it. I think my dad has 2 cards of the same design that I've made him a couple of years apart. Okay, so there's that side. While we're doing this, the glue is drying on the other piece. We're using the same color ink for our stamps tonight. Instead of digging up different color inks to stamp with, we're just using the one. I don't have the color from Stampin' Up yet, so we're using some of my old inks in case you accidentally see it on screen. And now this is ready to go on the inside of the card, and the inside of our card is effectively finished once we put this in there. Now, if you had the bundle, or if you have other stamps that you want to, you could definitely add some stamping to the inside if you wanted to. And again, I don't really measure to center stuff. I've purchased stuff to make it easier, and I don't like it. They don't work for me. So I'm just guesstimating it, just like I used to. And the bundle that I do have is from last year. It was Delicate Pines. I'm it's really hard for me to part with it because it makes these beautiful snowflakes out of like pine branches and stuff. Gorgeous, gorgeous. The paper was gorgeous too. I still have some of it here. But we are going to use, I think for this one, we will use Celebrate the Season. I just want to make sure that it will fit on here. I'll tell y'all a secret. Don't ever try to use your alcohol inks to stamp with, because you're never getting that off. I don't care what color you use. You're never getting it off of that stamp. That stamp is stained worse than any stamp I've got. And that's the one stamp that I tried that with. Okay. So I'm just tapping I made a mess. Y'all see all that ink all over the place? Well, okay. And then we'll go stamp. And it's crooked. I already know it's crooked. I'm going to turn it over. We'll try that again. And we'll just use whichever side looks better. I think it's going to be the other one because my S is not complete on this one. Okay. I have ink all over my hands, so I've got to wipe it or I'm going to have it all over my card. And of course it's red, right? As long as it's not coming off and not going to get all over my card, I'm not going to worry about it. It'll come off when I wash my hair. Yeah, we're going to use this one here. So if there's any questions that I miss, memories are getting sketchy. And there's that red ink I was worried about getting everywhere. Right there. Okay. Okay. Trying to pat it down where I don't have ink on my hand. Okay, so there's our sentiment. I'll put this over here for now. And then we're going to, it's time to work on this thumbnail. Okay, so for these, I'm going to unravel these so that I can flatten them out under my card. This is the twine. Okay, this is the triple multicolored baker's twine is what they're calling it. So I'm unraveling it so that I can, it'll lay flatter under our card and not give us a bubble under the card. I may trim it as well. My example card had less than this under it. So I'm just untwisting it just far enough to where when I fold it over, it's still wrapped on the top, but it's not going to be as bulky on the bottom. Same thing on both ends. And then I'm going to use the liquid glue again. Now on the back, you don't have to use the liquid glue because it doesn't matter if it's spread out some, you know, since we're spreading it out some anyway, you don't have to use the liquid glue, but I'm getting ready to glue this down anyway. So the liquid glue works just fine. I'm just putting a glob of it, a gobadoo, Kelly. So I'm just putting a glob of it here to catch all those strings that we've got. And then I'll just fold it into it. And I can get all of them. There we go. And the white as well. Get up there and hold that for a second. If I didn't have this tab here where I cut it too long, it would be easier. All right, good deal. There we go. That one, and then this one. I don't have my stamping block that I don't use for stamping here, or I would just lay it on here. Okay, all right. Still popping up some, but when we put it on the card base, it'll help it stay in there. This side has stayed down pretty good. Some more on there to help it. All right. Back in there. All right. Okay. And here's my scissors. Now I'm going to go ahead and snip off the rest of that strip that we don't want on here because it was too long. I'm just getting as close as I can to the edge of the card and taking it off. And then we come here and plop it. Don't get back under there. And we've got it pressed down. And then for this right here, we're going to put some sequins on it. And this one is shorter than the one that I did earlier. It's a little bit shorter, so we won't have as many sequins. So I'm probably going to just use the 4 little ones instead of the 2 and leave the 2 big ones out. I usually would do uneven numbers because it's, you know, looks better. But I think this one might be okay with 4 instead of 3 or 5. Well, I don't know. There's just not enough room to put one on, more than one on there. Come up some. Right there. All right, and we're going to pop this up right here. And I don't like it with just 2 sequins on it. So I'm going to grab one of the big ones and I'm going to put it down here by the trees. Okay, so we still have our little triangle of embellishments. Then we have dimensionals to pop it up. And we're going to just go 3 or 4 of them across. We'll see how I feel about it. Yeah, 4. Pull them off. These come in the paper pumpkin kits. I mean, you can purchase them, and I've got some up there that I've purchased, but the ones that I use most often are the ones that come in the paper pumpkin kits because I'm trying to just use them up. But I never get around to color in the back of them so that it stays, so that we can see which, whether or not I've taken the tape off of it. Okay, so there is the Christmas tree. And we've got the inside. And while this works, I do think I like this one better. I think I like the gifts better. What do you all think? Okay, clean up a little bit and just get rid of some stuff, and we'll pull the other card over and we'll get started on it. I'm thinking that I might actually like the second version of this one. We'll see. Okay, so for this one, this is our inside. And I've got a couple of strips of this stripe here. This is the picture that we're going to put on the outside. Yeah, there's the bigger strip of the stripes. Okay, so we have, again, you love both. Thank you. I like it. I love the dimensionals too. Always, always. I love to pop up stuff. Anybody who's seen more than one of my videos would know that. So it's a standard card base. This one is 4 1/4 by 11. It is scored at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. Okay, and it's going to be a little easel card. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the inside for this one. That was not one goes in there. This one is. All right. Let me make sure that that's right. This piece right here, this second piece, this is Crumb Cake. That's the name of that one. This piece right here is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I just want to make sure that I'm putting, yep, I am. Okay. Make sure I'm putting the right one in the right place. Again, this is 3 3/4 squared. This one here is 3 1/4 or 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sabina. I appreciate it. And these, I'm just going to put them in the bottom or just put them on the inside. And this one is going to be down here at the bottom, and the white piece is just going to lay right on top of it. But I do need to make sure that it is where the fold is not going to, it's going to slide under a little bit so that the fold is not interrupted. I know I'm not on camera right now, but I'm just putting glue on the paper. I'm thinking about starting to use the tape when I'm doing the videos, because I did a card with tape the other day, and it does go a lot faster. So that might give us more time for chatting and stuff like that when we're doing lives, instead of having to rush through everything. Okay, so now we're going to do this. And this is like a really easy fun fold. It's not very complicated. And it comes together really, really quickly. And not all easel cards are like that. But because we're just letting the paper do all the work, it means that, we don't have to do a lot of die cutting and a lot of stamping. So for mass producing, if you have to get out a lot of Christmas cards, this is an excellent way to do that. Just find papers that do the work for you. That's part of what, quick and easy cards is all about, is, it's all about the paper and all the work that it can do for you anyway. Now, that is not to say that I don't love doing the stamping and the die cutting. because I do. But it's also nice when you have to have something done in a hurry to be able to do that. All right. So we've done it just like that. And now we're going to adhere it here. Okay. Now, so I'm going to use my dimensionals again. And I'm going to make sure it's the right side. Okay. Because I want to make sure that I'm putting my dimensionals on the bottom. So I'm going to come here and put them across the bottom. And then using this for a guide as to where I need to place them, I'm going to come here and I'm going to put some more. And when I saw somebody else do this, they just did the 2 strips. I'm going to come in with a couple more right in the middle. Not necessarily a whole row more, but just enough for a little more stability. And I'll press them all down good, and then we'll pull them off. And then we'll do the not the dimensionals, but the embellishments. These embellishments came in last year's kit as well, or one of last year's bundles that I got, and I just haven't used them all, but they're perfect for Christmas. It was a Christmas bundle. It was the same one, the Delicate Pines. It was that same one that they came with. So I'm trying to center it where I want it, and then I'll lay it down and press it down. These are, I'm using the red ones. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to use these here because you see, they'll go really well with the greenery that's on the mantle there. And what I had decided to do with these is these were going to be each place that there was a stocking or a nail for a stocking, that's where I was going to put an embellishment. So we'll start with one right here. I'm using the little ones because I think the big ones would be too big for this. The little ones are almost too big. And there's just going to be 4 of them going across here. This fourth one doesn't have a stocking yet, but it will have. There was still a nail there for one. Okay, and then the only thing we have left to do is our sentiment and put it on the card. I wanted to change the sentiment if I've got room. Yeah, I'm going to use this other one. I haven't cleaned this stamp yet, though, so I'm not going to put it up. I'm just going to move it. And this one here is Warmest Winter Wishes. So we're going to use that one. And I have room for it there. I will turn it over on the other side so I don't have ink all over everything. I've not used this one yet, even though it's from last year. I haven't used it, and I can tell because it's still shiny. So I'm just going to rub it so that the ink will grab it better. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that it's straight the first time this time. Just press it down and hold for a minute. And then there's our sentiment. Okay. Dimensionals. And again, this one, we're going to put a little more dimensionals than I made normally on something this size because we want to make sure that it is holding up to the card being pressed up against it when it's holding the top of the card up. So I'm grabbing my dimensionals from around the edge so that it's got a whole strip going across the top there where the pressure is going to be on it. Just like that. And then we'll put a couple more on the bottom, just a couple. And that'll be enough there. So we'll pull these off. I have talked up a storm tonight. I hope y'all are able to hear everything. Okay, so now this is how, right there where that line between those two papers are, it's kind of where I need to make sure I'm putting it the right way. I'm going to have to, I didn't put my dimensionals the right way. I put all of the weight bearing on the other end. So I'm going to put a couple more up at the top here now that I realize what I've done. But it's just dimensionals, right? And we caught it in time so that the person who gets the card is never going to know that there was a problem. I was actually kind of excited earlier this week. I texted Kelly on my way home from work. I got an order for 50 Christmas cards. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I want it to stand up fairly straight. So I'm going to put this right here where it sits over the line. And it's going to hold it right where I want it. And there we go. Now, because I'm not a fan of the uneven number up here, I am going to come in with one more embellishment on the sentiment so that we have our uneven number. And there we go. All done. What do y'all think? Let me get all 4 cards and set them up here so y'all can see them. I'm reading through some of the chat here if y'all are wondering. I'm glad you love the trees, Sabina. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm really glad that you all were able to join me. Let me know about the timing for everybody. I'm still trying to figure out what the best time is. During the summer, I was able to have them at 3 because I didn't have to work on Fridays, but now I have to work on Fridays, and that's also grocery shopping day. So I don't get home until like 4 or 5 o'clock. So I had to move it to 8 o'clock. And that gives me time to get in here and get everything set up and be ready for the event. But if I need to move it to a weekend, we can do that. I very rarely have anything to do on the weekend, although I will be going to see my son and his family here before too long. Which card, Kelly? You're talking about the one that's got the smudge here? Thank you, Sabina. I'm so glad you love it. But they're both, all of them are really easy to put together. They're not complicated. And we have literally let the paper do the work on these cards. We didn't die cut. All we stamped was the sentiment. On this one here on the tree, I don't know if y'all saw it, but I put little gems for some of the ornaments on the tree to give it some bling. And I did fussy cut these because I didn't have any of the dies. I did fussy cut out 3 presents to go across there. I thought about fussy cutting the mice and the stockings for this one. But actually the real reason I didn't is because I ran out of time. I'm excited that you're getting ready to go see your girl. I know you're ready for a break because it's been a while since you've had a break. Okay, so those are our cards. Let me turn the camera again, and we'll see if we can chat for a little while. If anybody has any questions, I can see if I can answer them. Don't look at my mess back there. I got I got 2 shipments this week. So it's like really, really a lot. See it all stacked. Oh, actually, this stack over here That stack over here is stuff that I need to get pictures of and get it in a Facebook group to sell it. And then this over here is part of the shipments. Um, yeah, so it's a work in progress. Always is a work in progress. Okay, thank you, Sabina. That's good to know. Good to know. Um, and I'll try to continue. I know the last time when I went away last time, I tried to go ahead and have a video ready for you all that I could post, even though it wouldn't be a live. I will try to continue doing that when I am knowingly going out of town so that you all still have something to watch and a new card to make, even if I'm not able to do a live. And hopefully someday I will retire and I'll be able to do these whenever I want. We can have them, 2 or 3 times a week if we want. Because that's what I mean. I'd much rather spend my time doing 2 or 3 lives a week than, and this is going to sound bad, but than doing financial aid. And it's not that I don't think that what I do is important. Financial aid is very important for the kids that need it to go to college. I'm happy to be able to have a job where I can make that kind of a difference. But I've been doing it for going on 24 years now. So I'm ready to not be doing it anymore. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions, but if anybody has any questions, you can always message me or post it in the group, whatever you want, whichever way you want to do it. More than happy to jump in and answer questions after working hours. Sometimes I pick up my phone during working hours and I do it, but if I don't answer you until after 7 o'clock, don't get offended. It's because I'm at work. You're making calendar cards. Oh gosh, I bet those are pretty. Yeah, I'd love to see them when you get 'em when you have one ready, Sabine. I would love to see that. Okay. Well, Michelle, thank you for joining us as well. Kelly, always a pleasure to have you here. Sabine, I'm so glad that you're back and I'm glad you enjoyed your trip. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. If you're still there though, one more thing. Do y'all want fall cards next week or do you want more Christmas? Do you want me to alternate for a little while? Do a fall week and then do a Christmas week, a fall week and then a Christmas week? Okay. Calendar cards would be really good for Christmas because then they're going to be able to be using it for a whole year. That's a great card slash gift all in one. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all so much and hope you have a glorious week. And I will see you on the Facebook page. Have a good one. Okay, Kelly. Bye bye, guys.